Okay, so cool little update on three different segments, both my sports brand, my vending machine business, and the laundromats. So first thing, sports brand, I integrated everything over from MailChimp to ConvertKit, and that will likely bring a lot more of smooth campaigns. Everything is a little bit easier for me to understand too, which is helpful because the concepts are still the same, but if I'm not optimizing my processes the right way, and I'm just sending like one-off email blasts, then I'm not really squeezing the juice out of the opportunities. So going over to ConvertKit, I've set up an automation for like the first 4 or 5 days, or it's like 8 days total, where they get an intro email once they sign up, then they get like two other, every 2 days it's another email, and so on and so forth. So the cool thing there is it allows me to include all of my links, all of my resources to new subscribers, so they get put through a nurture basically. And I could realistically, go through a sequence with them and set up something where it's like 5 or 10 total emails over the course of 2 weeks, and that way I can put them in again a nurture. So even if they didn't see the first 3 emails, they're probably going to check out the fourth, 5, 6, 7, 8th email. And again, there's links in there that bring them to my website and so on and so forth. So there's plenty of resources for them to reference that I'm going to be able to capitalize on. And I published my first email blast yesterday. I've got like 956, or had 956. A lot of them unsubscribed or were bad data that I integrated or imported. So I had about 500 or so emails 850 emails that I now have access to. I sent all of them a email blast, and from that, I ended up getting, I would imagine, from what it looked like, I was able to pull right around 5 book sales, a little bit of a pretty good amount of traffic to my website, some like other alternative income streams that I have, and like a lot of visitations to my coaching services. And I put tags in each of those links so that anytime someone clicks on that, they get put into another bucket. So now that they are in that bucket, I can then send them emails pertaining to that thing, which is great because now I've got a lot of different ways to structure these email campaigns. And as I continue to build it out, it can be like 30 different sequences. If you click this and this, you get sent this email. Or if you click this coaching service, you can get a more explanation on my coaching. Or if you click on my website, you get more resources for my website, so on and so forth. So that's cool. The next part is the vending machine business. And this is a really cool update. So I contacted all of the locations that I've had conversations with in the past couple weeks, and I contacted and followed up with one of them, and I will be placing an order for a cold brew on tap machine, ideally today, if I get an order form and everything set up, so I can then put that in by the end of the month, which I'm learning is again, it's like a cold brew tap vending, which is great because it's bougie, it's high-end luxury style, and it's going to be put into an apartment, like a luxury high-rise apartment, which is like 117 units, and we'll put it right in the entertainment room. I'm anticipating 3 to 5 sales a day. The margins are right around 70%. We'll call it 60%, and the average cost of an ounce, it's paid by the ounce, is 30 cents. So traditionally people will put in about 4 to 10 ounces, which is like $3 or less. But like the normal cans of Starbucks cold brew is like 16 ounces, which is like $4, maybe $5, compared to Starbucks' like nitro cold brew option, which to me is like pretty pricey. Last time I remember, it was like plus tax was like $6 something, $6 or $7, something like that. I've never seen it be $3, even though they say it is $3 online. I don't know what state they're in, but that was what I saw. And then on top of that, the cool thing now is, we can follow up with all of our previous luxury high-rise apartments and offer that as well. And the cool thing there is it would essentially give us the authority in the city as, oh, do you need more vending, or do you need like more upgrades or amenities for your clients? You should contact Eric, because he's going to be able to help you in the Cincinnati area with a cold brew tap, or cold brew on tap, or really any vending services. And that's one location. So they already said we want to put it in by, we're ready to move forward. So I'm coordinating with my supplier on how to do that, on how to navigate the logistics of it, and putting it in by the end of the month, because it's like a 3-week lead time right now. And that will be put in. That'll be exciting. It's looking to be about $4,000. There's no financing in place yet, so there will be at some point. And they're also going to upgrade to a bigger bag option instead of like a keg. So it'll be a box in a bag kind of thing, to where the time needed in between refills is going to be, instead of 1 week or every 3 days, it'll be once every 2 weeks. And profits are actually a little bit better in that case too. So it'll be cold brew. They're also working on nitro tea, which is awesome. So it's like a stronger tea that's like a colder option, which is great. And on top of that, the other machines in the area, or the other locations, they're still super interested. They want me to, I'm waiting on one lady to contact me in terms of putting a machine in at their location. They've got an even bigger facility. There's like 264 units, and we're going to put one downstairs for sure to start. And then after that, we'll very likely put another combo machine upstairs in the common area next to the gym and the like bar / pool area, or entertainment space again. And if that works out, then we'll very likely put a cold brew machine downstairs in the lobby area. And that way it's like, again, if that works out well, which I think it will, we might consider putting a fourth one in, but for sure we're going to start with one. And the cool thing is, like, once we finance the combo machines, because they can be financed, we'll put the second machine upstairs to cater to more of the gym / entertainment space, where we've got like good snacks, protein bars, maybe some pre-workout drinks, I don't know, energy drinks or whatever. And then we'll put like the other stuff, like the traditional snacks, Cokes, Sprites, Mountain Dews, Lay's, chips, all of that downstairs. So 2 machines, very likely going to be a cold brew as well. Just depends on how sales go there. And if they do go well, which I anticipate them to do, is we will then put, again, a cold brew there as well in a couple weeks, and have that going. So that's initially what we're looking at and what we're focused on, doing a test run. We'll probably put like a Starbucks cold brew option to see what the demand is, or like what the interest level is there. And that'll make it a little bit more favorable if people are actually interested in it. I'm not sure, to be honest, because they are pretty pricey for like a per can basis. It's like $3, I think. And I don't want to sell them for like $4. Well, I guess I could sell for like $4 or $5. We could do that. Anyway, the cool thing about all of this is that's vending, and that's going to scale up pretty quick, to be honest, because word travels fast. I'm very confident about that. And if we do good at one location, they're going to recommend me going to another location, and then that will expand the opportunities in all the other cities, or all the other apartments nearby. So my focus would be luxury high rises, putting in cold brew machines because nobody's doing that. Also putting in like very high-end machines or vending machines as well. But then on top of that, being able to scale up as time goes on and just really become my own boss is like definitely within reach. All right, now then moving into the laundromat side of things, contacted the owner yesterday and we talked a little bit more, had a really great conversation. He does want the full investment up front. He wants 400K. So I'm going to contact some of my people and see if I can get in touch with someone to bring some of the money, or I'll just get a loan from somebody and then like I'll just finance it back through them, over time. So that's an initial option, depending on the interest rate of that person. I might even consider getting the HELOC fully withdrawn. Maybe or maybe not. That's probably not a great idea. But that way we have all the funds, get the laundromat, and then just pay off the loan over time using the business income. But he's planning to put in $40,000 to $50,000 to renovate all the machines that are outdated and put in card readers to immediately bring in more income so that the next person that he passes it over to has significantly more income already. So the crazy thing is, based on the numbers for the past couple months, he's averaged right around 35,000. He raised the prices in September. He made another 12% on top of what he was typically making, which was again, 35 on average. So 12% on top of that it was like 38. He made around 40,000 gross across 3 locations. And that's before putting in card readers on the machines too. So you do that, and then you're adding another, we'll say 15% revenue, because truthfully, people just like conveniency. They just want to have an easy experience, not having to carry coins around all the time. And I don't want to have people carry coins around all the time either if they don't have to. So my thinking is, he's going to pass this over to someone. And realistically, if I'm the guy that I can just continue to build a relationship with him and I just get in his good graces, he's very willing to structure a deal effectively. So I could, if he's able, and I mentioned this to him, if he's able to finance a portion of it, that would be great, because I'll do my best to get all of it, but I don't know if that would be realistic just based on the fact that, I've not been operating the business before. I have not been in the store to actually operate the business. So it's not as easy of a situation to calculate if a 400K investment is worth it. But if you would consider half upfront and then the remaining half is financed, that might be much more worth it. And then I could just partner with the lender to bring the money, and then I just pay the lender back over time, and then also him. So that way it's all right, well, now you've got 200K up front, or some option of fucking making this work. I don't know. My thing is, I'm trying to figure out what would make the most sense, because he's going to put 50K in. So my thing is, why don't I give him 50K or give him 100K flat and then finance the rest throughout the next couple of years or a couple months, assuming that everything is renovated effectively. So he's got no skin in the game anymore. So it's just a song and dance. But to be honest, everything considered, we are in a very good place, and things are moving very quickly and positively. So it's just a matter of keeping our nose down and just keep going, keep moving forward. And we will definitely be prosperous many times over if we just stay the course. So very blessed and very excited for the sports brand to be going off. The vending machines are taking off. They're starting to gain traction. We're in the middle of getting our first machine put in a couple weeks from now. And also another order might be secured pretty soon as well. And then on top of that, we are looking at being able to get the laundromats under our belt in the next couple weeks. Ideally by December at some point. Before the end of the year is the goal. Sooner would be best. But we're going on a cruise on the 13th through the 19th. It was very spontaneous, and we ended up paying nothing out of pocket for the flights because of credit card points. And then the cruise itself is cheap because of COVID, and people are scared to get back into it. So it's no joke. It was $700, we'll call it $850 for 6 nights, which is a steal compared to what you would traditionally pay with like an Airbnb or something. Like traditionally Airbnb is just the room itself is like $100 something bucks, depending on if you find a good deal. If it's somewhat of a nice place, it's easily going to pass 150, 200 bucks a night. So we're getting it for like 120 bucks all in. No, not even like 100 something bucks a night. And I mean, man, we're going to 3 different freaking countries or 3 different locations in the Caribbean, and you eat as much food as you want, and everything is paid for. Like, come on, that's amazing. So that's on the horizon in like a week and a half. Now to be amazing because I've been working 2 jobs right now. I work one sales job as a high ticket sales rep, and then I work at a B2B sales company. So I'm desperately trying to figure out what I can do to supplement my income so that my wife can also not be as dependent on her income, because her income isn't much right now, and she spends more time driving and paying for her gas than she actually does working, where at the end of the week she might make like 200, 300 bucks, but she spent like 80 or 100 bucks on gas, and it just doesn't make sense. So we're going to do that. We're going to get her income supplemented through these vending machines, and she's potentially going to be moving to another job soon. So that's on the horizon as well. She's in some conversations with another company or another facility, and she could be put at the higher level pretty quick, and the pay is better, and it's 10 minutes away, which is great, or 15 minutes. So vending machines are coming along. Sports brands really starting to gain some momentum, and then laundromats, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do there as far as acquire it, because I know it's a solid opportunity. It makes like $3,000 to $4,000 already net per location. And that's before all the renovations as far as the machines and the credit card processors and all that. So assuming that starts to get implemented, I mean, dude, come on. Like we are in a very good spot, and I'll be working directly with Brandon Schlichter to facilitate some renovations and do some upgrades as needed. So we're blessed, highly favored, I guess is the way to say it. And I just wanted to just take a second and talk about all that, and just express some sincere gratitude, because we've definitely invested in ourselves a lot, and I am more clear than ever on the direction that makes sense for us, and it is consistent businesses that are recession proof. And really that is the name of the game, because I don't want to be shut down on Amazon all of a sudden, which can definitely happen. I went from making 20, 30, 40 sales a day, making, $300 to like $200 net profit a day, to 1 sale a day making like $5, $6. So it's like, all right, maybe I shouldn't. I mean, of course, like, yeah, you diversify products, but I've got $3,000 in inventory just sitting, waiting to be sold, and it's a very slow crawl right now, and I'm not cool with that. So I'd rather focus on a business that I can scale and go deep into, whether it's cold brew and combo machines. I think that's really the 1-2 punch that I need, and it honestly could be very quick to scale, because one cold brew in a good location could bring like $600 net, or $600 in revenue. 70% of that is profit, so like $420 net out of that whole thing. And that's one. Imagine 10 of them, right? And then you start to add in the combo machines on top of that. Let's say another 10 of them and they're all making right around the same, $600. Again, 400, we'll call it $400. So that's very quickly $8,000 just in those same locations. So you could have like 1 or 2 machines per location. So 10 locations could be, 10 machines both ways could be 5 total locations. And that could be 2 or 3 hours of your whole week spent just like filling them up. But you could hire someone for $20 an hour to do that. And you spend, we'll call it $100 a week to make $800 a week. So very advantageous to do that. Hire out someone to do all that for you, and you're off to the races. Did I do that math right? If it's 800 per machine, well, there's 10 of them. So yeah, you're $10,000. Sorry, $8,000 divided by 4 is $2,000 a week. There we go. $2,000 a week. You're paying someone $100 a week to fill up everything, but you're making $2,000 net. Freaking week. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you put them in the right locations and you're off to the races. So that's all I've got. God bless. Stay tuned, and let me know if you have any questions.